Welcome back to Definitely Not Definitive. I'm Ken.
And I'm Bethany.
And we're just a deadly duo in love that loves reacting to some death battle.
Hell yeah, we do.
And so we're checking out Death Battle, Samurai Jack versus Afro Samurai. We're told to check this one out because the new one that came out, Gojo versus Makima, I suppose probably both their names wrong. We heard that there's a spoiler for Samurai Jack versus Afro Samurai in that one, so that's why we're watching this now. So then we won't be spoiled later on. And yeah, apologies that we are not checking out the Frieza Death Battle from this season. Heard it's got some spoilers for Dragon Ball, so we wanted to check it out after we finished that series, which we got a ways to go. So probably won't be till next year maybe that we check that one out. But there's plenty of Death Battles that we'll check out in the meantime. If you want all of our Death Battle reactions, check out the description of this video. We got a playlist there for you. And we also do Death Battle a little bit differently on this channel.
So Ken and I like to do a little bit of competition.
Yeah.
And determine who's going to be the winner. This year, to make it more interesting, we've got Monopoly money.
Yeah.
So now what we do is, in the case of picking who we believe the winner will be, we also place a dollar bet amount associated with that. So whichever one of us has the most money at Thanksgiving, that is the person who will choose our cosplay outfits for New Year's Eve and New Year's Day.
So we only got 4 episodes left. But before that happens, I mean, technically, since we released it on Friday, it'll happen the day after Thanksgiving. But we'll make it 4. So it's 4 left. Right now, the score is 295. It's 285. Everyone's counts now. It's getting intense.
It's true.
Among the soldiers of history, the samurai is one of the most prestigious and dangerous.
So let's pit 2 of the best of them in a fight to the death.
Samurai Jack, the warrior prince lost in time.
And Afro Samurai, who's one
He's
cold-blooded
got a scythe.
mother effer. He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle. Long ago, in a distant land, Aku, the shape-shifting master of darkness, unleashed an unspeakable evil.
But a foolish samurai warrior wielding a magic sword stepped forth to oppose me. I mean him.
That nameless samurai became known as Jack.
Jack was out.
Jack.
Yo, Jack was
Jack.
Doesn't really strike fear into your enemies.
Young Jack was the son of a Japanese emperor who had imprisoned Aku years before. However,
sounds real
upon
name. Okay.
Aku's return, the emperor and his army were quickly defeated. The last of all hope remained in the hands of his son.
Oh, look how small he is. Well, to prep for beating the snot out of Aku, little Jack traveled the world, training with the best of the best.
Most notably, he learned horseback riding from a sheikh, staff fighting in Africa, wrestling from gladiators, axe throwing from a Russian boyar, mounted combat from the Mongols, martial arts from Shaolin monks, and
archery from freaking Robin Hood. Everyone's favorite talking fox. Ooh, da lolly.
Wrong Robin Hood.
That's your opinion.
Jack's progress was exceptional. At just 8 years old, he defended a whole village from a band of marauders.
All before he could even legally drink the good stuff. 17 years later, he was ready for the final boss. He just needed one more thing. His pajamas.
No, his katana.
Katana, pajama, tomato, Alfredo. It's all the same. But before Jack could put his training to good use, Aku pulled a bitch move and zapped him hundreds of years into the future.
What a waste. Just like when you spend 4 sleepless years struggling through college and then find out too late that nobody cares about your English major.
I thought you graduated from the School of Evil Science or something.
Well, you still have to pick a major.
Should have chosen a more practical one, Wiz, like mine. Anyway, even though he was trapped in the future, Jack stuck to his mission to get back to the past and take down Aku. And he had the right weapon for the job.
See, Aku cannot be harmed by conventional means. Thus, a special blade was forged by gods from Norse, Egyptian, and Hindu pantheons. This mystic sword is nearly unbreakable and absolutely incorruptible.
And boy, is Jack's katana an extremely effective effective weapon.
It can absorb and redirect energy, including fire, vaporize beings of evil, and slice through nearly any substance, even adamantium.
The Wolverine super metal? Why is that there?
Probably just coincidental naming, but it is shown to be stronger than steel.
Of course it is. So the sword's pretty awesome, but so is Jack. He's strong enough to push over this giant pillar, tough enough to survive a fall from orbit, and fast enough to defeat 6 bounty hunters in the time it took for 1 drop of water to hit the ground. By timing the drop, all this had to have taken place in about 1/3 of a second. He's like a ninja samurai. Ninja-murai.
Actually, he is trained in ninjutsu, which probably helped when he was forced to dodge beams of sunlight. For this one in particular, it's clear Jack began dodging after the beam was fired. By examining both Jack and the beam's movement frame by frame, we've concluded his highest reaction speeds must be nearly 70% the speed of light.
Damn, that's fast. What can he do? Next thing you'll tell me he has the power to fly or something.
Well, Jack can't fly, but he did learn how to
Jump good.
Yes, that. By strapping a giant boulder on his back, which compared to his height we can determine to weigh 39 tons, Jack learned how to leap high enough to clear these trees.
Crouching tiger, hidden samurai. These trees are pretty big, and this jungle has a bunch of these ugly baboons running around. And if I were a betting man, which I am, I'd say that this is the African rainforest, where the average tree is about 130 feet tall. Tips on Jack from my basketball team. Guy's got hops.
We haven't even mentioned the time he survived several exploding missiles with his friend, the Scotsman.
Why does he look so familiar? Well, I like him.
With so much talent, it was only a matter of time until Jack found his way home and defeated Aku once and for all. But it took a
Humans
lot
playing
longer than
gladiatorial
it
tournament
probably
while
should
transformed
have.
into a
50
chicken.
years, in fact.
Yeah, good thing time travel makes you stop aging for some reason. But Jack's a good-hearted soul, like a Boy Scout who hasn't discovered Twitter yet.
He can be pretty gullible when it comes to more devious opponents. Also, he continues to prolong his lonely journey over and over just because he frequently puts the needs of others before his own. Still, the forces of evil should watch out for Samurai Jack.
Who else wants some?
The stories that surround the 2 sacred headbands are as many as the men who died in their pursuit.
What's so special about some strips of head cloth?
Legend says they were created by the gods, or they can grant the wearer supernatural powers. But in truth, the headbands only bring pain and loss. Such was the case with Afro Samurai.
Wait, did his parents really call him Afro? Talk about setting big expectations.
Well, no, it's a nickname, but even if they did, have you seen his dad? I think they knew what to expect.
Damn, just look at it. Oh, and hey look, he's got the number
Enjoys a
1
good
headband.
joint.
Here's how this works. The person who wears the number 1 headband is said to rule the world, and the only person who can challenge the number 1 is whoever possesses the number 2. In contrast, anybody can challenge the owner of the number 2 for the right to wear that headband, and thus gain the right to challenge the number 1.
So, like, you just work your way up so that only one guy in the world can challenge you? So where do
the
I
only
get
one.
of these headbands? Then no one will mess with me.
Actually, the opposite would probably happen, which young Afro witnessed firsthand when some freak named Justice showed up with the number 2 and killed his father right in front of him.
Why does this always happen? You know, I always thought parenting was the hardest thing about being a dad, but at this point, I think it's just actually staying alive if your kid's ever gonna do anything great. Or just sticking around for them.
Despite knowing that he was effectively creating a future challenger, Justice left Afro alone to mourn his loss.
So, of course, Afro swore revenge and started learning swordsmanship under a swordmaster named Swordmaster. Who the hell is naming these people?
Through Swordmaster's training of sword mastery, Afro learned the traditional samurai fighting styles of Kenjutsu and Kendo.
Kenjutsu is all about how to kill an opponent as fast as possible, while Kendo is more about discipline and being zen and stuff. naturally, Afro preferred the more kick-ass one.
Right, Swordmaster's goal was to refine Afro's body and mind, instilling upon him a sense of honor, or bushido. But that didn't quite mesh with Afro's thirst for vengeance.
So when he found out that Swordmaster had the number 2 headband all along, he knew what he had to do. And now he could take down the guy who killed his dad.
Alongside his new friend, slash burden, Ninja.
Oh, come the f*** on! Where did this guy come from?
Now don't we look like shit? How you been, man?
Well, it's not entirely clear. He's there, but at the same time, not there. Ninja is believed to be the guardian of the number 2 headband, but all he ever really does is talk, and talk some more.
He got arrows and grenades and shit. You ain't got no chance, dude.
Though it's also possible Ninja is simply a figment of Afro's mind, brought about by psychological stress.
You know, I have an imaginary friend.
Aren't you a little old for that?
Not for Al Gundy. He's a gun who also talks to me. He tells me to do stuff.
Okay. Anyway, to be honest, calling Afro a samurai is a bit misleading. He's actually more akin to a ronin, a samurai with no master. And so, with his swordsmanship perfected, Afro wandered the world searching for justice, carrying an arsenal fit for revenge.
Including his father's sword. This super long blade has lasted through decades of battle without much issue. Perfect for kicking some ass.
He also has a steel comb, which can be a surprisingly effective offensive and defensive tool.
And since he doesn't care about that honor BS, he's not afraid to play dirty by attacking with his sandals.
But while on the road to justice, Afro's number 2 headband attracted all manner of dangerous enemies. Luckily, he's more than capable of dealing with each and every one of them.
He's strong enough to cut other swords in half, throw his sheath through another guy's throat, and even tear off metal arms.
Pretty impressive, as many modern metals have tensile strength as high as 80,000 pounds per square inch.
Afro is fast enough to cut bullets out of thin air, and even a laser beam.
I should note that it's not a plasma-based beam. It bounces off reflective surfaces, doesn't explode upon contact, and it's literally labeled a laser. This means Afro blocked a beam that moved as fast as light, more than 670 million miles per hour.
Get this, that laser beam came from a robot version of Afro. Talk about metal. This Afro droid could easily smash up a car, and our boy Afro just tore it apart. He's survived getting hit by rockets, including this RPG that fragmented a giant cliff face.
RPG in a backpack.
That's Samuel L. Jackson, right?
Ooh, it sounded like
smell
him.
math coming.
This tree nearby is most likely a Japanese mountain ash, which can sometimes grow as high as 30 feet. With that in mind, we compared its height to the fragmentation created by the explosion, and compared the resulting surface area to the shear force for granite.
A lot of research.
With this, we deduced the RPG's highest possible explosive yield must be around 72 tons of TNT.
Damn, what kind of mega rocket launcher are these guys packing? And where do I get it?
Many stood in his way, and Afro didn't get through them all unscathed.
But by the end, he cut down justice, took
Nice.
his revenge in hand, and proved to the world that Afro Samurai is number 1.
Why you gotta kill all my men? Why you gotta kill me?
Nothing personal. It's just revenge.
That's revenge is deeply personal.
Yeah.
Okay. Man, I was all in on Samurai Jack till the end there. And he started talking up more about Afro Samurai. I mean, Samurai Jack's only 70% the speed of light. Afro Samurai just did something that was at the speed of light. He might not be as strong as Samurai Jack, but I think he's maybe taking more of a punishment. So I'm gonna go with Afro Samurai. I'm gonna put $20 on Afro Samurai.
Ooh, 20.
Well, we're getting towards the end here, so you know.
Okay. I was very much the same. I was all in on Samurai Jack until the end. Because I was like, but Samurai Jack, like, he has that speed. I was like, I think that's going to come into play.
Yeah.
And then they showed how Afro Samurai had the speed as well. Afro Samurai has the size.
Mm-hmm.
Samurai Jack has the years and experience. I'm going to go Samurai Jack.
Okay.
But I'm not a big spender. I'm the conservative better. So I'm going to do 5 on
right.
Samurai Jack.
5 on Samurai Jack. like the setup.
Your sword smells of blood. So does yours.
I mean, he's chopped steel. I don't know why I care that he chopped his head. Oh, dick move.
Totally dick move.
Beat you with his eyes closed.
You jump good. Thank you?
Ooh. Got the crazy hair. This one needs shirts. He's just falling down, bleeding. Oh! Oh! Nice.
That was a lot more vicious than I expected.
Yeah. That was a great battle.
Yeah.
So, like, is he gonna get his arm back?
Afro was an exceptional warrior, and his skills would absolutely dominate most sword fights. However, Jack has had a lot of experience with opponents who fight dirty, and Afro could not stand up to his physical superiority.
Yeah, Afro never showed strength like how Jack lifted that 39-ton boulder.
Yeah.
Jack could react as fast as 70% the speed of light. Afro did block that light speed laser beam, but based on the distance between him and the Afro droid, he only needed to react around 21% the speed of light to do this. Still
okay.
putting him at impressive relativistic speeds, but not even half as quick as Jack.
I misunderstood
While
then.
Afro survived that mega-sized RPG explosion, don't forget how Jack survived a fall from orbit.
While it does seem the spacesuit was responsible for Jack's surviving re-entry, it certainly can't be held solely accountable for the final impact. Starting his descent from the Kármán line, or the boundary between Earth's atmosphere and space, Jack covered a distance of 62 miles in just under 7 seconds, moving well over terminal velocity,
Thanks to being propelled by exploding space speed.
which means his top velocity was approximately 37,000 miles per hour. Adding the spacesuit's weight to his own, this means his impact force must have equaled about 19 megatons of force. Way more than anything Afro survived.
And then he just got up and walked away. Badass. In the end, Jack was just too fast, too strong, too tough, and too well trained for Afro to handle.
The winner is Samurai Jack.
That was really a fun battle. The choreography was great. Fighting with swords. Who doesn't love fighting with swords? And then it's like a lot more vicious than I thought it was going to be. Very bloody.
Yeah. What they talked about with Samurai Jack's kind of experience and his training, that is what in my brain was driving my decision. Was I was like, he's 70 years old. He's got a lot more experience. I think that might do something. But the way that the battle started, and especially with Afro fighting dirty the way he did, I was like, I really don't know.
Yeah.
And they did a very good job with keeping the fight neck and neck. Even to the bitter end where you see Samurai Jack has lost an arm.
I know.
And you think it's over until you see Afro Ninja and you're like, oh.
Afro Ninja.
Sorry, Afro Samurai.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh, it's not over the way I thought it was over. I also love that they injected that bit of humor as
jump,
well.
Yeah.
You jump good. was nice. It was a nice touch.
That was a good touch. Unfortunately,
Fortunately.
for the good guy team,
What would we say that?
I lost a little bit on that one. So I'm down to 275. You won. Pretty girl team won. Beautiful woman team so you're up to 290. So 275, 290. Still, I mean, there's 3 episodes left. Plenty of money left to bet and to come back from that. But I really enjoyed this battle. It was a great one.
Yeah, I agree.
And then we'll check out Gojo versus Makima for our next death battle.
Ooh.
Yeah, and then we'll find out what the new death battle is after that.
Yeah.
Let us know what you thought about this down below in the comments. And if you want early ad-free access to our death battle reactions and our other reactions here on Definitely Not Definitive and our Definitely Not Definitive Games channel, check out the description of this video because we got a link to Patreon there. We got a link for a playlist for all of our death battle reactions here.
Yep.
So lots of stuff for you to check out. Lots of goodies.
Lots of stuff.
Thanks so much for checking out our reaction for Death Battle Samurai Jack versus Afro Samurai. But just keep in mind
That our reaction is definitely not definitive.